Hey, welcome to the Trash Picture Show. It's the lead up to Halloween, so I'm going to suggest some horror movies, starting off with Bride of ReAnimator. This is the sequel to Brian Yuzna's original classic. While not as good as the original, it is still a funny, schlocky kind of horror movie. And the fact is, Jeffrey Combs kills it as Herbert West. We also have David Gale returning as Dean Halsey, however, in a disembodied head. And it's pretty schlocky. The kind of horror elements are toned down in favour of more kind of slapstick comedy. But then again, anything with Jeffrey Combs in it is pure gold. If you get a chance, definitely check out Bride of ReAnimator. If you're a Hammer horror movie fan, I would highly recommend also Dr. Jekyll, Sister Hyde, retelling of the classic Robert Louis Stevenson story, but instead of turning into a vicious male doppelganger, his gender is changed and he becomes an alluring, bloodthirsty femme fatale. Ralph Bates plays Dr. Jekyll. A lot of you might know him from Taste the Blood of Dracula and a host of other Hammer horror movies in the 70s. This is Hammer horror. This is the 70s pantheon of their movies. So you're going to get a lot of blood, a lot of gore, and a lot of boobs. If you're a fan of really cool 70s Hammer horror, Dr. Jekyll, Sister Hyde is a must. Now, way before Robert Rodriguez done the whole kind of vampire stripper thing with From Dusk Till Dawn, there was Vamp. It's essentially a story of two frat boys who are trying to get a stripper for a stag do and end up in the wrong side of town and end up in a strip club full of vampires. The main lead vampire in question is played by Grace Jones, and she is phenomenal in this movie. If you like your cheesy 80s horror, Vamp is definitely the one to check out. And it's it's one of those movies I can't really describe or explain. You got to watch it for yourself. But it definitely does the whole zombie stripper thing long before From Dusk Till Dawn. So if you get a chance, check out Vamp with Grace Jones. Next up, you have The Watchers with Corey Haim. A dog escapes a military experimental kind of facility, and it befriends a young teenager played by Corey Haim. Now, the thing is, the dog was experimented on and has kind of psychic abilities and is linked to a mutation or a creature that also escapes the facility. And whoever the dog comes near, the monster comes and kills him. Weird movie. Corey Haim, and you have Michael Ironside in it. It's a weird movie. It's definitely a creature of the 80s, and if you're a fan of 80s kind of monster schlock, definitely check out The Watchers. Now, last up we have Deepstar 6. A lot of people have kind of a mix-up between Deepstar 6 and Leviathan. I think Leviathan is the better of the two, but Deepstar 6 isn't as bad either. It came out around the same time as Leviathan, and it tells the story of a facility and the people who run it. Their job is to secure nuclear weapons at the base of the ocean. While they're digging to make more room to store the weapons, they unearth a cavern which holds a prehistoric creature which goes on a rampage. The cast isn't as kind of well known. I think the biggest names you would get is Matt McCoy from the later Police Academy movies and Miguel Ferrer, who, if you watch Twin Peaks, you'd know him as the kind of the pathologist guy who's a bit of a dick to everyone. And he was also in RoboCop 2. He was the guy who funded or done the R&D for the RoboCop project. But yeah, this movie's okay. It's not as good as Leviathan. I think Leviathan, the effects are a lot better. But this is still a fun watch, and it's definitely a creature of its time. It was directed by Sean S. Cunningham as well, the guy behind the Friday the 13th movies. So if you like to see him try and tread new water, check Deepstar 6 out. So that's my suggestions for Halloween. I'm going to be doing a couple more on the lead up, but if you have any movies that you want me to check out, or if you have any movies you want to suggest to people who'd be reading the comments, leave them in the comments below. And yeah, have a good one. Take care. Bye now.